Hello and welcome to another edition of my random video excerpts about things that are just completely random, as it suggests. Today I'm going to focus on this fine piece of engineering. This is a HOTPOINT washing machine uh, called Ultima, so name suggests it's probably like the best ever, and there's nothing better than this. Model number WT WT721 1200 spin, made in Great Britain. Yeah, go on, get in. So that's let's say it's a great piece of fine British engineering, but it's having some issues. You see these lights and the displays flashing. Uh, it was working with this fault. Could still actually get it to do the bit of doing the job. But finally today, actually, just the washing machine just gave up, and it's not taking anything at all. And you could press anything, and it just does absolutely. Well, the comment boxes below, you can say what what it does or it doesn't do. All right. One interesting thing about this is when you cut power. This is just the standard British socket, so I'm just cutting power to the washing machine now. So when you hear a click, that means it's the switch is off. There'll be no mains running into the washing machine. So here's the click, and look at that! It's still on. Oh, okay, it's off. So I'm going to click it back on. Click. I mean, it's looks good at night, but sadly that's not its purpose. So click. Okay, and it's gone. Now, because it's been going like this for a while, and I kind of noticed getting worse and worse and worse, I have a vague idea what the problem could be. Now, it will obviously involve some hard labor, taking it out and getting into the PCB. But I have a vague idea that this might not be some major undertaking that would involve silly money or basically buying a new washing machine, which, oh, at the end of that, I think this is actually still in a reasonable shape. It was still doing its job rather well until this electronic fault came up. Clothes still come up dry, and really you can't really fault. It's not leaking. I think that would be probably like one of the reasons you'd say, okay, screw this. You know what? Get a new one. But this looks too trivial to kind of say, oh, okay, get a new washing machine because this is completely useless now. Because I don't think it is. I think it can still be rescued. It can still be run to the ground, to its natural life, not just because some little electronic bit came up. So yeah, I'm going to investigate. I'm going to pull it out of pull the washing machine out. Obviously, unplug all the power cable, the water supply line, and the exhaust, well, whatever the thing it's still for in, so it can fill in the blanks. So I'm going to look how difficult it is to actually get it out of here. There's a bit of underlay on the vinyl, so hopefully I won't be able. I'll be able to pull it out without ripping the vinyl, which will be probably a good thing to keep it as this, because yeah, it's all right. Yeah, so I'm going to try to get it out of here and see if I can find a fault. I mean, this is essentially if you're super bored or you're just looking for an excuse to do a weekend project, or you got a weekend project, you got nothing else going. Oh, broken washing machine. Yeah, let's do that. That's probably going to be super easy. And by like some silly hours of Sunday night, Monday morning, I'll be like still at it, going like, oh, why didn't I just go and get a new washing machine? Why did I have to go through this rigmarole of, oh, weekend projects, yay, let's do some DIY nonsense and fix things. But well, let's see how I get on. I mean, obviously this isn't a boiler or something that you would need special training to be messing with. Obviously, if it comes to appliances like this, you need some sort of understanding of the rudimentary electronics, holding screwdrivers, and I don't know. I mean, just sort of basics. Perhaps sometimes you might need a little bit more than basics, but then that's going to come out later once we get into the PCB and see if there are any visible signs of a problem. Because, like I mentioned, I think this is not something really serious. Because number one, I mean, the motor works, everything works, the heater works. There's seriously no issues with it. And to be honest, this washing machine probably looks worse than it is because it had a very little run. So again, I'm thinking a small part on the PCB board, likely to be in pens, to get from electronic shops. One big one that probably everybody are aware of. And maybe the drive to the shop. That will be like the expense. And and essentially it could be an hour, or if you, like me, not very technically skilled or minded with heavy stuff like this, could take a day, maybe even two. I mean, it's a great mystery, but I think this is probably why I'm going into this weekend project nonsense, to see if I'll be ringing appliances direct on Monday or what. But yeah, it's sure it's something to entertain myself for a little while. So yeah, let me try to get it out and see if I can get all the cables undone and see how far I can get it out of there. So let's try. Right, so I've got a vague idea what I'm doing here. There is only one line coming to the washing machine, so I think that's probably a tap. So yeah, that seemed to be now in its closed position. Okay, again, I have a vague idea what I'm doing. So, okay, right, I see the problem. I need to hold this bit there. I think I need to pause it and get better access, because there's this little T bit here, and then there is another valve that's screwed on top. So the plastic bit, and then I think there's a metal bit coming into this. Now this plastic bit is very loose. I mean, I'm a bit worried that if I can't get better access, I'm just going to open this and I start flooding. I mean, I've got a tap here. I've got a mains, like the main cutoff valve, just right there, so I can just grab it and close it. But still, that'll be a bit messy. So let me try to see if I can maybe reposition the camera. See, I've got a little pan there just in case if I get any droppage. I think I worry a bit more about more than droppage. But let's see what happens. All right. Okay, no, I need to get this camera completely out of here and get better access. So, right, so managed to get access and basically take these hoses out without flattening the house or getting myself killed in the process, or making any actual damage to any of the systems, which is like, okay, I'm not really familiar with like pipes and water. You know, it's you know, you kind of look at things and you know, it's usually kind of common sense, because there is a certain way elements are made to do a certain function. Obviously these elements have been here for probably a good part of 7 years, because this is about a 7-year-old building. They're still in okay shape. I mean, the this valve is a bit leaky, but I think it's just because maybe hard water had to open and close a few times to get it properly closed, and it still might be leaking a bit. So I had to actually I cut off the main water supply to the system. I had a little spray coming out of it, so didn't want that to affect the work that I'll be now undertaking. So the next thing I'm going to do is try to get these hoses through a tiny hole there and pull the washing machine out. See if I get a decent enough access to it. Yeah, so let's move on to and the washing machine is now out. Someone did actually quite a clever thing, and I must say, yeah, good on you. What's going on? There is a bit of an old carpet of some sort placed underneath upside down. So the cause bit that usually goes on the hard floor or your underlay is facing up, and the bottom bit is what is supposed to be on the top. Now this is actually more like your doormat, so it's not necessarily a carpet, it's more like a sort of a doormat kind of thing cut, obviously to protect the vinyl. Yeah, this is probably something that when you get your next washing machine. Now remember, those washing machines nowadays, I mean, they cost £1,000 and they're super glossy and fun. But you know what? Just wait for your warranty to expire. So yeah, obviously tons of dust on top here, all that EO stuff. Yeah, I'm going to probably address that before I come anywhere near. But I have access to the back, I hope. So let's move on and see what's happening at the back of this fine HOTPOINT Ultima washing machine. Now we're looking at the back of this washing machine. Now, thanks to that little carpet at the bottom, that little carpet there, see this sort of underlay that someone put underneath the washing machine, which actually also prevents all the jumping and noising and all that ruckus that some machines, cheaper machines, generate. This obviously, it's not your top of the line. This is some cheap, I mean, economy class HOTPOINT washing machine. What I'm going to focus on is this. Let me just take this off. Reposition the camera. Right. I'm going to focus on here. I'm going to look inside here now. What's this? Is this a star screw or a Phillips? Because obviously that's going to be a bit of a problem, because I don't know if I've got a star screwdriver. Let's try. Let's see what we got. Let's try a small screwdriver first and see if we can get into this. Easy. Right, so it's just a bit awkward holding camera with one hand and trying to do some like say fiddly things because I'm actually holding this, and there's some more screws here. So now they're there. I'm just gonna loosen them up and just to see, you know, if this is going to be like a major challenge. That I'll be like, oh, why did I really bother with this nonsense? But it's actually going okay there. Now these are just, yeah, these are just a standard Phillips. It looked like this one looked like a star because I don't have a proper light. I think I should get more light here. There's my stage light. Okay, so that's, it should be a bit better. It should give you a bit better view of what I'm looking at. It is. There's one more screw here. It's plastic. Right. Now that comes right off. Alright, so let's get the stage light closer in. Oops. That's the view. That's the view you get. When you take the back cover off. Alright, I'm going to focus on this bit here because I suspect this is where the circuit board is. Oh, look, yeah, it is. So I need to get into this bit now. Electric warning thing, right? I did switch the main switch off, but just to be on the safe side, because you know I might not be the luckiest person on earth, I'm just going to pull the plug. There you go. So all those health and safety freaks screaming at the monitor now, they can just now relax. Okay, so what am I doing with this? See if I can, is there any way of, right, it seems like it's coming off without too much force, just gently pulled. Now I think, right, let me just reposition the camera because I think there is something that I need to do in a certain way. Right, there's one more screw here. Now I think this is the one that actually holds the module inside, so I'm going to take this screw, only small screwdriver, but yeah, I can, yeah, that's definitely it. Now let's just look at the screws, as I didn't pay attention, but to be honest, they're all the same, so no problem about, oh my god, which screw is which, and oh, this screw's left, what do I do with it? They're all the same. So right, now next I'm going to put my hand in there and let's see. Oh yeah, so all I have to do is just lift a bit that's inside. Now I think this needs to come off completely. Yeah, that's it. That's, oops, oh, didn't realize you actually don't see it. See if I can reposition the camera slightly right. Yeah, there you go. I had to lift because it's like on the latch. See, here's a latch and it moves up and down. So just pull this. Let me just see what's the wiring is going. Where's the wiring going? I don't want to pull anything from this. All right. It is kind of hanging, so I'm gonna have to do it. Well, one way or the other, but Okay, this is as far as I can pull without now start disconnecting. But before I disconnect, I think I'm going to have to label all the cables. Because you got socket here, got socket there, socket there, socket there, socket there. It's something. It's all over. It's just littered with wires. Now, this is the moment in the Saturday project when you're going to think, why? But I'm going to persevere because this is actually quite far I've gotten, and I didn't expect that I can get as far as this bit. I thought I'd probably give up somewhere taking the hoses off. They did resist, but actually kind of got through that, and now I've pulled the washing machine with ease afterward. It was just, I mean, look at the vinyl, there's no sign, it's just a little bit of that, because that looks like dry and it's just sort of coming off. But vinyl is, maybe even cleaner, because these like brushes, the bristles, probably shine your vinyl, when you pull the washing machine out. But yeah, so I'm going to label these somehow. I'm going to have to find some sort of lazy man option to do this. Probably I'll just take a photo, because that's usually quite a wise thing to do before you start disconnecting and like repairing something for the first time in your life. Because remember, this is not like the first time I'm fixing something, but I'm used to more kind of computery kind of things, where there's a computer or laptop involved, or microcomputer, or some sort of programming where you kind of do most of the work from the keyboard. But this is fun nonetheless. So yeah, the next bit probably will be you're looking at hanging wires and me crying that something came undone and I don't know what this is and what do I do with it, and what's the next washing machine delivery date is going to be to my address. All right, so yeah, let's move on to the next bit. Right, this is going to be my attempt to unhook everything. So I'm plugging J9. This is a bit awkward to pull. Let's see if I can get this loose. Yeah, this is much harder than working with a computer. So, now this is where you skip 2 jumpers. So, all right, I can. I was a bit worried if I put the plug back in the right or wrong socket, but you can't really go wrong because there's a groove there. So brown, red, it's on the right, and then we got here, it's a bit longer one that fits into the entire socket. So no drums there. All right, so we got this. Now this looks like a power supply, and it's sitting rather tight, so I'll have to use those thin screwdrivers. Oh god, this is terrible. Seriously. Stay away from this end. I'm not familiar with this type of lock. Okay, this should, in theory, be like super easy, and I'm sure someone who repairs these machines on a daily basis is like screaming at the screen saying, "Oh, you idiot! You just do this, and it just pops out like, oh." It's like, what are you doing, you muppet? But yeah, actually I got it out in the end. So it is actually still hanging on something. and so I need to look into this. Why is it still tensing? It don't seem to be. Hang on, no. Right, I'm going to. There you go. There's just a little bit more there. Okay, I need to get better access to the cables up. So let me pause it and move on to the next shot. So what we seem to have on top is just another plastic latch holding a bunch of cables. I don't know if you can see that. Here's a plastic latch. And some cables are already undone. I've managed to pull a few out before I reposition the camera. So I'm just trying to get them gently out. Probably use cable ties later. I mean, these cable ties are still quite decent, so I don't want to sort of split the what they're called bunches of cables, because it's a neat job. So I showed you it's a fine piece of British engineering. It was made in Britain, so it's put together rather decent. There you go. There's a PCB out. It was hanging on this latch, and there are two more sets of connectors. These are obviously some control connectors. This will be probably for the programs and display, because this looks low voltage. So just gonna unplug this, unplug that, and there you go. That's the control board from HOTPOINT Ultima. And well, I'm going to get inside, see if there are any visible signs of problems, because that's what I'm counting on. I'm actually counting on something silly, you know, type of 50p job, because these boards are programmed to the device, or apparently you can get, you know, replacement board, but then you need to program it to this machine, and it sounds like a busy work, to be honest. So this didn't take me long to get in. So let me take the plastics and reposition, and I would get a better shot of the board, see what's inside. Now the board seems to be held by these latches, the plastic latch, which we need to get unstuck. Well, I'll get loose. So I'm doing this off camera, but just easier. I've got the camera on tripod, so I've got a relatively good light. Right, this is coming off. This is coming off. Yeah, okay, I'm home. This is piss of piss, seriously. Okay, just gonna zoom in, okay, and all the geeky people that actually know a little bit about this, like, you know, electronic components. A little history about some scam about using some different mixture of alkaline fluid in certain types of. Anyway, Google it. But yeah, this is as exactly as I thought. It's gonna. I mean, the repair is going to cost £1. Seriously. Right. This is what my diagnosis is. Now, anyone that is more clever than me is seriously welcome to put their comment. But I will be continuing until I actually get it fixed, and I put the first load. Right. So, what is the sort of obvious sign that something is seriously buggered? Well, not seriously, but a little bit. Are these capacitors? These two here. But I think I might probably take care of all three, just to be sure. Maybe even 4. I mean, this doesn't look bad. This is just a little dust from heat. because obviously this disperses a lot of heat. It's just a resistor. But yeah, what we're looking at, this is probably 6. Yeah, okay, so what the problem is here, and I'm going to have to reposition the camera slightly, so bear with me here, but I'm trying to get a little better view of where the washing machine is going wrong and what can be done about it. Right. And it looks like sort of semi-decent like that. I'm going to zoom in this amazing thing. Now, what we have here, it's 680 microfarads, 10 volts. So that's going. This is the problem. And the next one is the little black one here. What we got? I think we're going to have to take it out of the board before we see what the capacity is. Let me have a closer look from 470 microfarads, 10 volts. So you got 680 microfarads, 10 volts, 470 microfarad, 10 volts, and the one at the back, the tiny little one, which doesn't look like it's faulty, but I'm still going to take care of it. I'm still going to replace it, all three. It's 100 microfarads, 25 volts. So yeah, that's your obvious sign of what the problem is. Now these will cost peanuts. I'm going to go over to Maplin to find out how much they are. I hope they do have them in stock. So before I go on a journey, I think I'm just going to see if they have it in stock near me. I will also look if I've got any spare capacitors within this tolerance. I know I don't have any 680s. I might have some 470s. Not sure about 100. I know I'm not sure about hundreds, but yeah, we got those 3 capacitors replaced. Decided to leave this one because it looks healthy, so not change this one. I've just changed this group here. We had, let me just get the lights over. 680-10. There you go, 470-10. And the last one was, let's just see if I can zoom. 100 by 25. Now I got the this is what I've replaced it with. So I've got 680 10 volts, a little smaller than the one that was there before. See, it's a bit small there. So that was one. Second one, couldn't get 470 by 10 on short notice, so replaced it with 470 by 16, but it doesn't really make a difference. So instead of 470 by 10, I'm putting it 470 by 16. Won't make a difference. And the last one was, what is it, 100 by 25. So 2 identical, 1 slightly different. Again, won't really make any difference. So now I'm going to put that back in and see if this little repair fixed the problem with all lights flashing on HOTPOINT at washing machine. So let's move on to the next. Okay, we've got everything now put back together. The water is reconnected, the waste pipe's reconnected. As you can see, the washing machine is back in its place. Well, we're going to try, let's we're going to plug in the mains. Let's see what happens. I've not researched this, so this is going to be, well, let's see what happens. Okay. Let's try to put it on. No way. No way, it's working. Right, let me put the load in, and we'll continue. This is just too funny. Right, let me put the load in. Right, so all the stuff is in now. Can't believe it. No way. Let's just check for leakage on the mains pipes. No, fine. Can't believe it. So, okay, now a word of caution, because obviously I do not encourage anyone who have not done anything like this in the past, because there is obviously this thing, health and safety obsessed nation, that you can get electrocuted, you can probably drown. I mean, you don't do it, you'll probably die, seriously. Unless you know a foreigner, then maybe you can ask them, or, you know, if you've done some repairs in the past, I don't know, if you fix monitors, or if you ever soldered anything, because essentially that's what you need to do. Just solder 2 or 3 components. Sometimes it's just one. So I'm just going to recap what we've done on the here. So let's move on to the next thing.